At work that evening, we have an interesting sort of change. Even Nora becomes animated as she describes it to me at her desk. We're looking for different physical traits for a matching pool, she says. Eye color, hair color, height, and weight. Is the match department going to use our sort? I ask. She laughs. Of course not. It's for practice. This is to see if you pick up on patterns that the matchees' data that the officials have already noticed. Of course. There's something else, Nora adds. She lowers her voice, not because this is a secret, but because she doesn't want to distract the others from their work. The officials told me that they're going to administer your next test personally. Is this a good sign? This means that they want to see for themselves if I can work under pressure. This means that they may consider me for one of the more interesting sorting elite related vacations. Do you know when? She does. I can see, but she's not supposed to tell me. Sometime soon, she says again, vaguely, and then she gives me one of the rare smiles. She turns back to her screen, and I go to my station and get started. This is good, I think. I might get the optimal vocation assignment. If I can impress the officials enough, everything is going to well again. I won't think about grandfather and the lost sample and the burned poem, or my father and the officials searching him, or that Kai won't ever get to be matched to anyone or work anywhere besides the nutrition disposal center. I won't think about any of it. It's time to clear my mind and sort. It is actually rather startling when you sort eye colors, how limited the possibilities truly are. Such small, finite number of options. Blue, brown, green, gray, hazel. These are all of the options for eye color. Even when many ethnicities represent in the population. Long ago, we were genetically mutated, like abelons. But those don't exist anymore. Hair color is simultaneously limited. Black, brown, blonde, red. Few options, yet an infinite number of variations. For example, plenty of boys in the database have blue eyes and dark hair, like Kai. And I am positive that not one of them looks like he does. Even though, if someone did, if one of those boys looked exactly like him, or if he had a twin somehow, no one else could have the combination of movements and residence and honesty and secrecy that Kai has. His face keeps reappearing in my mind, but I know that it's not the society's mistake anymore. It's mine. I'm the one who keeps thinking of him when I'm supposed to be thinking of Xander. Teenage Prince next to me beep and I jump. I made a mistake, but I didn't notice the error within the acceptable time frame. I've a little slip of paper curled out onto the next table next to me, and I pick it up. Error at line 3568. I hardly ever make errors, and these will cause interest. I go back to the line where the mistake was made, and I correct it. If this happens next week, when the officials are watching, it won't happen. I won't let it happen. Before I lose myself in the story again, I allow myself one brief moment to think of Kai's eyes on of his hands on my arm. Someone said the girl your age came to the worksite today, my father said. He came to meet me at the air train stop. Something he does not know, and then with Bram or me, so we can have a little one-on-one time before we get home. Was it you? I nod. They canceled hiking because of the rain, so I thought I'd come see you before school, since I didn't see you this morning. But you were so busy. I didn't have much time. I'm sorry, I couldn't stay. You should come again. I want you to, he says. I'm back in the office all next week. That's a much shorter ride. I know, maybe I will. My answer sounds a little distant, and I hope he can't tell that I'm slightly angry at him for losing this sample. I know it's irrational and that he feels horrible, but I'm still upset. I miss grandfather. I held on to that tube, and I hope that he might come back. My father stops and looks at me. Cassia, did you have something you wanted to ask me or tell me? Is that why you came to the site? His kind face, so like grandfather's, looked worried. I have to tell him. Grandfather gave me a paper, I said. And my father turns instantly pale. With the inside of my compact, there were old words on it. Shh, my father says, wait. A couple walks towards us. We smile, we say hello, and separate around the sidewalk. Then they were far enough away, my father stops. We stand in front of our house now, but I can tell that he doesn't want to continue this conversation inside. I understand. I have something I want to ask him, and I want the answer before we go, where the port hums and waits in the foyer. I am worried we won't have a chance to talk about this again. What did you do with it? He asked. I destroyed it today at the worksite. It seemed like the safest place. I think I see a flash of disappointment across my father's face, but then he nods. Good. It's the best way, especially right now. I know he's referring to the visit from the officials, and before I can stop and ask myself, how could you lose the sample? My father covers his face with his hands and gestured so sudden in anguish that I take a step back. You didn't lose it. I didn't lose it. He takes a deep breath, but I don't want him to finish because I can't find the words to stop him. I destroyed it that day. He made me promise that I would. He wanted to die on his own terms. The word die makes me cringe. My father isn't finished. He didn't want to be able to bring him back. He wanted to choose what happened to him. But you had the choice too, I whispered angrily. You didn't have to do it. He now is gone. Gone. Like the Thomas poem was right to destroy the poem. Gone, like the Thomas poem. I was right to destroy the poem. But did grandfather think I could or would do with it? My family doesn't rebel. He didn't, aside from the small act of keeping the poem. And there's no reason to rebel. Look at what the society gives us. Good lives. A chance at immortality. And only way to keep can be ruined as if we ruin it ourselves. Like my father did, because my grandfather asked him to. Even as I turn away from my father and run inside, eyes burning with tears, part of me understands him and why he chose to do what grandfather asked. Isn't that what I'm supposed to doing to every time I think of the words in the poem, or trying to be strong without the green tablet. It's hard to know which way to be strong. Was it weak to let go of the paper? Watch it drift to its death. Is silent and white and full of promise and cottonwood seeds. It is weak to feel the way I do when I think of Kai Markingham, to know exactly the spot on my skin where he touched me. Whatever I've been feeling for Kai must stop, now. I am matched with Xander. It does not matter that Kai has been places I have never been, or that the wealth during the showering when he thought no one could see. It does not matter that he knows about the beautiful words I read in the woods. The following rules, staying safe. Those are the things that matter. Those are the ways I have to be strong. I try to forget that Kai said home when he looks into my eyes.